Clearwater Falls, Montana is the kind of town where last names matter. They're etched onto storefronts, carved into headstones, repeated in classrooms and church pews. In Clearwater Falls, a surname isn't just a name, it's a history. And in 2016, police realized that history was written in blood. On a cold October night in 1994, the body of Emily Harper, a 27-year-old elementary school teacher, was discovered in her home on the edge of town. There were no signs of forced entry. No neighbors heard a scream. The only evidence left behind was a smear of blood on the kitchen doorframe, belonging not to Emily, but to her killer. At the time, DNA technology was limited. The sample was collected, logged, and stored. Leads dried up. Suspects were questioned and cleared. Eventually, the case went cold. But Clearwater Falls never forgot. Emily's face still looked out from yellowing newspaper clippings. Her parents grew old waiting for answers that never came. And the town carried an unspoken truth: whoever killed her had vanished into the community. Or so it seemed. In 2016, a new detective took another look at the evidence, not with fresh eyes, but with new science. Advances in genetic genealogy allowed DNA to do more than identify individuals. It could trace families, surnames, bloodlines. When Emily Harper's crime scene DNA was reanalyzed, forensic experts noticed something unusual: a rare genetic marker, one that appeared disproportionately within a single extended family line common to the region. The marker didn't point to a name. It pointed to a surname. And in Clearwater Falls, that surname was everywhere. For generations, the Callahan name had been woven into the town's identity. Callahan Hardware, Callahan Farms, Callahan Scholarships at the local high school. Nearly a third of Clearwater Falls shared the name by blood or marriage. They hadn't moved away. They hadn't scattered. They stayed. Now, police realized the killer hadn't hidden his identity. He had inherited it. Can a name protect you, or condemn you? Investigators uploaded the DNA profile into a public ancestry database. Matches came back: second cousins, third cousins, distant relatives, all bearing the same last name. At first, the scope was overwhelming. Dozens of Callahans. Farmers. Teachers. Business owners. Retirees. Entire family reunions, suddenly viewed through the lens of murder. As word spread quietly through the town, something shifted. Doors closed. Conversations stopped when strangers walked in. Loyalty clashed with fear. How many crimes can hide behind a familiar surname? Police knew they had to tread carefully. Accusing a family meant accusing a town. They began narrowing the tree, eliminating women, people who were children in 1994, those who were confirmed out of state. The circle shrank. Until one name remained. Thomas Callahan. Respected. Trusted. Untouchable. Thomas was a former volunteer firefighter, a city council member for over a decade, the kind of man who attended every town event and donated anonymously to families in need. In 1994, he lived just 3 blocks from Emily Harper. No one had ever suspected him. Why would they? His name opened doors. His reputation closed questions. Investigators needed confirmation. Quietly, they collected a discarded coffee cup Thomas left behind at a community fundraiser. When the lab results came back, the room went silent. The DNA matched. Not just close. Perfect. The blood on Emily Harper's doorframe belonged to Thomas Callahan. A man whose name had shielded him for more than 20 years. If your last name linked you to murder, would you change it, or face the truth? Thomas was arrested without resistance. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Family members refused to believe it. Others felt sick with recognition, small memories suddenly rearranging themselves into something darker. Long silences. Sudden absences. A temper that was never spoken about. Some Callahans changed their last names. Others clung to it harder than ever. Emily Harper's family finally had answers, but not peace. Justice came too late to feel clean. And Clearwater Falls learned a lesson it never wanted. Thomas never offered a public explanation. He didn't deny the evidence. He didn't confess either. He didn't have to. The blood told the story. The town was left with a question far more unsettling than who committed the crime. When blood and identity are the same thing, can you ever outrun the truth? Because in Clearwater Falls, one thing became painfully clear. A name can protect you. Until it doesn't. And when blood speaks, even the most respected names must answer.